Don't we all agree that medicine is fascinating, but mixed with some drama is way more compelling? In this video, I'll present 13 medical drama TV series that you should watch and that I didn't mention in my previous video about medical dramas that you can find linked down below. Now, without further ado, let's get started. I haven't watched any of these shows yet, therefore I will not judge them, but I took the liberty to divide them into 4 categories: hospital life, out of the box, system reform, and medical crime. The first one could be considered very Grey's Anatomy-like, so let's get started with this one. ER first aired in 1984 and has become a classic. In fact, it chronicles life and death in a Chicago hospital emergency room. Each episode tells the tale of another day in the ER, from the exciting to the mundane, to the joyous to the heart-rending. We witness the daily personal and working lives of a team of ER doctors, nurses, and patients. Through this, we see the heartbreak, triumph, loss, and love they experience and sacrifice to try and save lives and to deal with their personal issues. For these reasons, it could definitely be similar to nowadays Grey's Anatomy. Chicago Hope focuses on the personal and professional trials and tribulations of the medical staff of Chicago Hope Hospital. I wish I could say more about the plot, but I literally couldn't find anything else about it. What I can say though is that Chicago Hope won 7 Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe, plus the press put it in competition with ER because they premiered the same year and they were both set in Chicago. Transplant is a Canadian medical drama television series created by Joseph Kay that premiered on February 26, 2020. The series centers on Bashir Bash Ahmed, a doctor from Syria who came to Canada as a refugee during the Syrian Civil War, and is now rebuilding his career as a medical resident in the emergency department at York Memorial Hospital in Toronto. From the reviews I read, it looks to be a really good show to watch. The out-of-the-box category showcases all the shows that are different in any sort of way, from the protagonist to the setting to the plot points to anything which is not ordinary as the previous category. Doogie Howser MD first aired in 1989 and is a very particular show because its protagonist is Doogie. Doogie is no ordinary teenager. In fact, he is a doctor. He's a teenage genius who deals with the usual problems of growing up, having a girlfriend, going to parties, hanging out with his best friend, all of this on top of being a licensed physician in a difficult residency program. He's constantly torn between a life of teenage fun with his buddy Vinny and a more serious and quiet life practicing medicine. All of this being 14. Hashtag impressive. Royal Pains first aired in 2009. This is a comedy medical drama and it centers on a young ER doctor who, after being wrongly blamed for a patient's death, moves to the Hamptons and becomes the reluctant doctor for hire to the rich and famous. When the attractive administrator of the local hospital asks him to treat the town's less fortunate, he finds himself walking the line between doing well for himself and doing good for others. Saving Hope is a 2012 supernatural medical drama. The protagonist of the show is Dr. Alice Reed, a doctor whose fiancé, Dr. Charles Harris, is in a comatose state after a car accident while on his way to their wedding. The show follows the life of Charlie in his comatose state and Alex dealing with her patients, all the while hoping that he will survive. Dr. Reed is the chief surgical resident, while Dr. Harris was the chief of surgery until his accident. As the action unfolds, Charles, in his comatose state, wanders the halls of the hospital in a spirit form, not sure if it is a ghost or a figment of his own imagination. There is also a very well-known face who plays the newly arrived star surgeon Joel Goran, played by Daniel Gills from The Vampire Diaries and the originals. Rush, a 2014 American television series, definitely belongs to the out-of-the-box category because the series follows the story of a hard-partying LA doctor called William Rush, who's played by Tom Ellis, aka the worldwide famous Lucifer Morningstar. After Rush was dismissed from a major LA hospital, he entered concierge medicine, making personal visits to the homes and workplaces of wealthy clients and Hollywood celebrities who need his care, often with no questions asked. Rush also demands payment in cash, often $1,000 and in advance, but some of the money is used to fit his drug habit and alcohol addiction. Who wouldn't have a doctor like that, right? The Good Doctor is a 2017 American medical drama television series and follows the story of Sean Murphy, a young surgeon with autism and savant syndrome, who relocates from a quiet country life to join a prestigious hospital surgical unit. Alone in the world and unable to personally connect with those around him, Sean uses his extraordinary medical gifts to save lives and challenge the skepticism of his colleagues. This series has some similar points and parts to House MD, and this is not just my opinion, but it's a fact because they brought on David Shore, who's the creator of the Fox medical drama House MD, to develop the series. The third category that we're going to explore now is the crime category, and I'm going to talk about 3 medical drama TV shows that mostly center around solving crimes using medical help. Quincy M.E. is an American mystery medical drama television series from Universal Studios that aired on ABC from October 3rd, 1976. And it is inspired by the book Where Death Delights by Marshall Oates. The show follows the cases of a coroner who investigates suspicious deaths that usually suggest murder. Unfortunately, this is all I could find online because this is a very old show and at the time internet wasn't really an option. So this is what you get. Crossing Jordan is a 2001 medical drama TV show that revolves around the Boston Medical Examiner's Office, Boston Police Department, and the District Attorney's Office. They work together to solve crimes and get justice for the victims in some interesting and unorthodox ways. The show focuses on its consistent main character, forensic pathologist Jordan Cavanaugh, as she goes above and beyond the call of duty to solve the cases. Harrow is a 2018 medical drama that tells the story of Dr. Dana Harrow, who's played by Ioan Gruffudd from Fantastic Four. Harrow is a forensic pathologist with a total disregard for authority. He has an unfailing empathy for the dead, which helps him solve even the most bizarre of cases. Willing to bend every rule, he is determined to give victims a voice and reveal the truth behind what happened to them. Meanwhile, a terrible secret from his past threatens him, his family, and his career. The last but not least category of today's video is the Reform the System one. I'll talk about two shows that try to focus on issues. They center around issues, social issues, political issues, and just medical in general, and they try to change the present in order to make a better future. That's exactly what happens in Strong Medicine, a 2000 medical drama show with a focus on feminists, politics, health issues, and class conflict. Tough female doctors treat an exclusively female clientele at the Rittenhouse Women's Clinic, tackling female-centric issues and trying to make the world a better place in a male-dominated society. New Amsterdam is a 2010 American medical drama television series based on the book 12 Patients, Life and Death at Bellevue Hospital by Eric Mannheimer. New Amsterdam follows Dr. Max Goodwin as he becomes the medical director of one of the United States' oldest public hospitals, aiming to reform the neglected facility by tearing up its bureaucracy in order to provide exceptional care to the patients. The show presents the same problematic as The Resident, a show that I already talked about in my previous video, but here in New Amsterdam, they at least try to do something and actually try to solve the problem instead of just being angsty about it.
That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you want more videos like this one, don't forget to leave a comment down below suggesting me other TV show genres that you want me to make a video about, and subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Oh, and follow me on my Instagram at SaraXperienceYT. And without further ado, see you next time. Bye!